Hey guys, Neely here. I am coming in today for a special video that is part of a collaboration with a bunch of other THM vloggers. We decided to come together and put together a playlist of meal ideas for the different types of meals that you can have on THM. So we each took a breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, or drinks. So we're giving SE and fuel pull ideas for each of those fuel types. And mine today is snacks. So I'm going to give you 3 different snack ideas. One is going to be an S snack idea, which is low carb. One is going to be an E idea, which is low fat and a little bit higher carb. And then one is going to be a fuel pull idea, which is low fat and low carb. So this video is going to be part of a playlist where you can find all of the other videos from the other contributors, and I encourage you guys to check that out. I will put it up in the cards. If you are on THM and you need some new meal ideas, this should be a great resource for you, just to get some ideas, to see what other people enjoy making. It's always so helpful just to get ideas. Sometimes we get stuck in a rut, and we wanted to break people out of that rut. Also, we want to be helpful for newbies to the THM plan. Sometimes it's overwhelming to get it all in your head, all the different rules, and just having visuals of what an S and what an E and what a fuel pull looks like, and just different ideas seems like it'd be a really helpful thing for newbies out there. So I am going to go ahead and get started. For my first one, I'm going to show you my S snack idea, and I tried really hard to think of things that I am eating on a daily basis. There are a lot of amazing snack recipes out there from vloggers and from the THM cookbook, and there are a lot of fun snacks that are fun to do every once in a while, but they're not super practical to do every day. So I tried to think of things that I'm actually eating on a daily basis and share those with you guys. So the first one is my S snack, and this is something that I have been enjoying so much recently. It is a cilantro pesto, and I just eat it with raw veggies. Of course, if you're doing an S snack, you want to keep the carrots to a minimum, but you can add in cucumbers or any other dipping vegetable. I'm going to put a link to the recipe that I originally followed for the cilantro pesto recipe, but I'm also going to put down my recipe because I adjusted it a little bit. The main thing I adjusted was to make it cheaper, because the original recipe called for pine nuts, and pine nuts are very expensive. So I started substituting with either raw sunflower seeds or with walnuts, and it turns out absolutely amazing either way you do it, and it's so much cheaper than doing the pine nuts. So that is my S snack. I've been eating this nearly every day. I'll eat the pesto on something nearly every day, and then it just makes such a filling snack. It's got the nuts in there, so there's a little bit of protein in there, and then the greens, and then olive oil, which makes it just super filling and delicious. And if you have it with the veggies, you get all the fiber, and it's amazing. And then I want to share with you my E snack. So this is going to be a higher carb, lower fat snack, and I have been enjoying so much recently making cinnamon protein almond milk. I don't really have a good name for it yet. It's not a smoothie because I'm not blending ice into it, but it's just like a almond milk protein shake, I guess, with cinnamon. And this is what it looks like. And I have been also enjoying making my own almond milk. I forgot how delicious homemade almond milk is. Maybe I'll do a video on that soon, but I have been making my own almond milk, and then with the almond milk, I'll put all the measurements down below, but I will blend almond milk with cinnamon and collagen powder and whey protein powder, and you can use both collagen and whey, or just collagen, or you can even leave it out if you don't need the extra protein and just do a cinnamon almond milk. And let's see, and then I put in some sunflower lecithin to help the fat emulsify, because I also put in a teaspoon of MCT oil to get that little bit of fat in there, but it also keeps it in the E range if you're on THM. And let's see, what was the other thing? Oh, and then of course stevia. I put in a donk of stevia, a donk. I don't know how it's supposed to be said, but a little bit of stevia to give it enough sweetness. And then to make it an E, because this by itself is just a fuel pull, to make it an E, I add an apple. I've been really enjoying an apple with my cinnamon almond milk. there is an snack that a lot of people enjoy, which is an apple with a teaspoon of peanut butter or almond butter. And I don't know about you guys, but I can never get behind eating only a teaspoon of peanut butter or almond butter in a snack. It sounds like a great idea, and I know a lot of people really enjoy it, but it just doesn't seem worth it to me when if I'm going to eat almond butter, I want to eat at least a tablespoon, if not more. So having it with the cinnamon almond milk, you get the apple and then you get the nice cinnamon creaminess of the almond milk, but you don't get the big bunch of fat that would come along with almond butter or peanut butter. So I really enjoy these for my snacks. Then the last thing I want to share with you is the Fuel Pull snack, which is both low fat and low carb. So those can be challenging sometimes, but one thing that I really love, and I have not made enough recently, this is kind of my encouragement to myself to make it more, but I enjoy making sour lemon gummies, and I did a recipe video on sour lemon gummies. Let's see, it was when I was pregnant with Charity, so that was 4.5 years ago. And I wanted to take that old video of mine and I needed to edit it down again because that was back 4.5 years ago. And I've definitely learned more about editing since then. I'm still not an expert, but a lot of my old videos are hard to watch because they're not edited super well. So I have been wanting to go back and edit some of these old ones, and I thought this would be a great opportunity to go back and edit that sour lemon gummy recipe video, and I will go ahead and put that in here at the end. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and please check out all the other wonderful vloggers that are part of this collaboration. I'm sure you will find somebody that you hadn't heard of before. There's always, new people popping up here and there, and I just love to be able to get together with them and be able to share my stuff and also introduce you guys to some people that you may not have heard of before. So check out that playlist. I'm going to put it here at the end as well, and I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will be back again soon. Bye, guys. So I thought I'd give you first a little shot of my baby bump. It's definitely getting bigger in the last couple of weeks. It's really popped out, and that little baby girl has been jumping around and kicking around and just being a little crazy. Hi everybody, we're here, the Barrett Girls, and we are going to share with you a recipe today. And it's a very special recipe that we've been working on perfecting for the last week or two. We are going to be making sour lemon gummy candies. So now we'll just go over the different ingredients that are going to go into our gummies. The first thing is going to be lemon juice. Thank you. The next thing is going to be Knox unflavored gelatin. And then the next thing is a sweetener. We're going to use some stevia today. This is Stevia Powder.
And citric acid.
And the last secret ingredient that makes them sour and delicious is citric acid. And this we got at New Season's bulk department. You can find it, so it's our health food store. So you can find it usually in the health food store, and if not, you can order it online. But it's the secret ingredient. You really have to have this to make it really taste delicious. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to dump our 1 cup of lemon juice into our pot. And we're going to let that heat up to about a boil. And while it's heating up, we'll go ahead and add our stevia and our citric acid. So this is pure stevia extract, so it's extremely concentrated. I'm going to put in 1/4 of a teaspoon, which is actually a lot. It seems like a little bit, but that's a lot of sweetener. If you use stevia packets, you'd probably want to use 8 to 10 packets, and that would equal 1/4 of a teaspoon of this. You can also use any other sweetener you want. You just kind of have to play with it and try and find what sounds good to you and how much sweetener you want. The one thing you need to remember, though, is when it's in the liquid form, it's going to taste a lot sweeter than when it's in the gummy form. So when you're tasting it and seeing if it's sweet enough, make sure it tastes a little bit too sweet for you when it's liquid. All right, and then we're going to put in 1½ teaspoons of citric acid. And then we're just going to let it come to a boil for us here.
All right, so it's just barely starting to boil. You don't want to have it too much of a rolling boil, but it's just started, and I turned off the heat, so it'll kind of calm down here in a second. But it's hot enough for us to add our gelatin, and we're going to be using 7 of the gelatin packets. Yes, and Tally is showing you this is the gelatin. And we're going to use 7 of the packets, and you have to be careful when you add the gelatin because it will clump really easily. And what works best is if you have a immersion blender, and that makes it super easy. But if you don't have one, you can always use a whisk. You just have to be really careful to keep it going really fast so that it doesn't get any clumps in it. So I'm going to put my immersion blender in here and get it started, and then Autumn's going to dump in the packets one at a time. This is when having a good helper comes in very handy. Alright, so we got it all blended up, and it's time to put it in our trays, and we have a bunch of these different silicone molds. These ones we got at Bed Bath & Beyond. They're really pretty flowers. And then these, they're ice cube trays for like water bottles, but we put the stuff in there and it makes it like gummy worms. So we're going to use these. This is from IKEA. I think they cost like 99 cents at IKEA. And then we have this one right here. These are the little drops, and we'll just kind of fill them up halfway so they're just kind of like little fruit snacks.
And my favorite one is the worms.
Favorite one is the worms. So we're just going to go ahead and pour this hot lemon gooiness into our molds. Okay, so we got our trays all filled. It's almost filled this whole drop tray, and then it filled the worms and the flowers all the way. So what we're going to do now is just put them in the fridge for about 30 to 45 minutes until they get nice and hard, and then we'll pull them out and show you what they look like.
So we waited about 45
minutes?
45 minutes, and our gummies are all done.
Alright, so this is what they look like. They're not going to fall out. And I got our worms and our dots. And so all we need to do is just pop them out. They just kind of pop out like that. Ooh, yummy. Ooh, do you want this one?
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Taste it. See what you think. Here. There you go. Eat that one. Take a bite. And then these with flowers are the prettiest.
Help.
You need help?
Yeah.
Yeah, they just pop out just like that. And there is a pretty flower.
You can't really see the decoration on it.
Yeah, you can see a little bit. We'll try and take a picture and so you can see how pretty they are. And the little dots. I like the little dots. They're a nice size for just popping in your mouth. Like that. They're just like little fruit snacks, and they're sour gummies. And you can even, if you want to make them like sour gummies, you have this one. Eat this one. Take a bite. If you want to make them like sour gummies at the store with the sugar, sour sugar on it, just take a bite. Gump. Oh. There you go. You just take about a teaspoon of sugar to 1/8 of a teaspoon of citric acid. That's the ratio that we found that worked. And you just mix that together in a little bowl, and then you roll these in there. And you can make them a little bit sour. And you can use, you know, Truvia or any other kind of granulated sweetener, granulated coconut nectar. That works too. Oh, did you steal the flour? You stinker. You stinker. So those are our gummies. They're really delicious, and I hope you guys try them. Let us know if you do and what you think. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say is we experimented with all kinds of different fruits, and we did some fruit purees and some different fruit juices, and this is the one that we found that tasted the best because the flavor is so strong. We found that when we used different fruit purees and stuff, the texture was different and not quite as good, and also... Ellie. And also, it was a little bit bland. So it would probably work well if you used like some fruit concentrate that didn't have any water diluting it. That would probably be good, but that has a lot of sugar in it. So we liked the lemon juice. Whoa. Oh my goodness. Hey, just, oh my goodness, you're crazy. Don't put that in your mouth. So I would suggest if you experiment with any other juices or purees, use at least half of the liquid as lemon juice because that just gives it such a good flavor. And then the citric acid also just makes it pop. So that's our recipe. We hope you guys try it. We'll see you later. Bye.